To live and to die. Yeah. Like everybody.
I came here the first time. It was a long journey. I had imagined that crossing the line would be a 2-second event and that it would be done very quickly. But unlike that, it was more like a 6 or 8 hour night where we walked and ran and hid from immigration officials several times.
Many migrants come to the United States to give their families opportunities that they themselves never had.
And then we finally met my cousin who drove us to LA. And we were on the way to LA when I woke up. I was sitting in the car and I woke up and realized that no one else was in the car with me. I was the only one there. And it was a dark place and there was nothing around there. And I looked back and I saw my family all around police car behind the car where I was sitting in. And I thought about what I should do and I thought about staying in the car, I thought about running away, I thought about so many things I could do. And I decided to go back and let them know I was there too. So I went back and they put me with the rest of the group and they took us to a jail, a regular jail. First thing they do is they take off all of your clothing and all of your belongings and they put you in a cold shower.
Migrants are dehumanized through the system. They don't receive the dignity or respect that every person deserves.
The immigration official was very harsh and talked to me about why I was coming to the United States, what I was planning on doing, and he explained to me that I was a very, very, very bad person because I was betraying my country and I was giving up everything I had in my country and that my country would never forgive me for what I was doing.
How can we represent freedom when we make people feel unwelcome and hated?
Yes, in terms of funding inequalities, injustices, underprivileged communities, there's so much to speak about, but I think the main concern now, especially with the strike going on, is the underfunding of schools, specifically CPS. So the way funding works in Illinois is that they're all funded through the state, and each district receives a certain amount of monies. Chicago is obviously the most populated district. However, we receive a unproportional amount of money. So we receive about, I think 12% is the percentage that's coming off the top of my head. But our population is way more than 12%. It's, I think, something around like 50-something% of Illinois. So obviously our schools are very, 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 very low funded.
Multiple different ways that like poverty affects you, and like that can be not having enough food or not having a home to go to, and in translation that affects our kids when they come to school. They're like not ready to basically learn. They're hungry, you know, they've gone through a lot of things that they don't know how to articulate yet. They don't know how to express their emotions or feelings about. So for us, it's easy to just go to school and be prepared. You know, we're like fed, we have a home to go to. But for our kids, a lot of times I find that it's really difficult because the neighborhoods that they live in are very much like prone to violence and like prone to single family homes or overcrowded homes. So when they come to school, especially like my kindergartners and first graders, they get very easily frustrated and they don't know how to talk to us about it. And then when it comes to reading or math, they're so frustrated that are not ready to learn. So they don't have the desire to be in my classroom. They kind of give the attitude. And aside from that, we are also a diverse learning classroom. So they're also struggling with their own, I don't want to say, how would you say it?
Yeah, their own stories.
Right.
You know, it's hard to really understand them. Even myself, coming from like a low-income background, raised in a low-income neighborhood, it's hard to understand their struggles. You know?
About a month ago, my best friend Jonathan was in his car when a gang member shot at him multiple times. One bullet went through his spinal cord, making him paralyzed from the waist down. Even today, we still don't know if he will ever be able to walk again. Jonathan was going to Walter Payton, and he was preparing for college next year. He was never involved in any gang activity,